Hey everyone, Cooper here, host of the fine podcast you're listening to. I just want to let you know that the episode you clicked on has a format that is very heavily inspired by a podcast called The Bookening. To be clear, our thoughts and opinions in this episode are our own, but the format is very similar to this podcast. I just wanted to give you a heads up and give credit where it is due. With that out of the way, enjoy the show. Coming up next, Booking It reads, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Hi everyone, welcome back to Booking It. I'm your humble and eloquent host, Cooper Cobbs, and I'm joined today by two of our three panelists, Matthew Killingsworth.
Howdy.
Santa Lou. I did this on the screening too. Isaiah Redsky.
Hello.
And that's it. Yep. Anyway, we're here talking about not a book on Booking It, but short story.
Which is in a book.
Hence the name of this episode, Summer Short Stories.
Yep. That's right.
Yep.
Well, this one's a really fun story, though.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's got endless room for discussion.
So I'll go ahead and give the baggage for all of us, because no, I won't. I'll just give it for me, because you guys want to talk too. So last year was the first time I read this, because we had to read it for school, which, probably the most fun story we've had to read for school, right? But we had to read a bunch of short stories last year, because... Wait, no, not last year. What am I talking about? It was 2 years ago now.
2 years ago, yep.
And, yeah. And, after we read all these short stories, we had to write our own, which was also really fun, and we made a whole collection of them and anything. Anyways, so, yeah. So we got to read this one, and I pretty much liked it better than all the other ones, because it was funny, it was weird, it was interesting, and I just liked it, because it was just different. More interesting to read than, like an old person doing something. I don't even remember what the other ones were about.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's basically our baggage.
Well, yeah, same thing. But I do want to say that I thought the story was, like Matthew said, a really fun idea. Just like the concept of, hey, what if someone aged backwards, yo? You know?
Like Mary Poppins. I'm just kidding.
So I should write that story, Mary Poppins aged backwards.
That would make it so much more disturbing.
It would.
Okay, you know why I said that, though? Because one time Tanner told me that Mary Poppins ages backwards.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to look this up.
I don't really know why.
Hang on.
But he did tell me that.
I just don't think she ages.
I agree. I think she just stays the same age. Kind of like Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Age.
As long as you're in Neverland, you'll never grow up.
Back.
It's like me in Neverland all the time. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's why
Half
you're
kidding.
still...
All right, anyways. Got any notes this time, Coop?
Yeah, I do. Sorry, I was looking to see if Mary Poppins aged backward. I can't see.
What?
No, okay. Sorry, you there?
Yep.
Okay, I was looking to see if Mary Poppins aged backwards. She doesn't. Anyway, do you guys want to tell everybody what the story's about?
You want it or me, Isaiah?
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot, gun. Psh, I win.
Yeah,
All right.
I was about to say
I'm
you
gonna
can go
do
anyway.
Okay, good. Because I gunned you down. So this story is about a dude named Benjamin Button who was born as a really old, crumpled up old man.
7-year-old man.
Yeah, adult. And he was all shrunken like old people get. And so they thought he was a baby at first, but then they were like, this is a really big baby. And then anyways, they found out he was an old man, and he was all wrinkly, and he had old looking hair, and they were really weirded out. And then they went and bought him clothes, and a lot of people thought they were weird. And they were weird, honestly, because they birthed a full-grown adult man that was older than them.
Don't think too hard about it.
Yeah. Stop. And so... yeah, he kind of lived his life... well, he definitely lived his life like an outcast for a while until he got... well, actually, I should say this. When he got a little bit younger, to where he was late 40s or early 50s, so he was an old guy, but he was still a guy, just a guy with gray hair, Not like an old man who's completely out of it. And so he was in it, and he went to this ball thingy, and met a young woman that was like technically they were the same age because they were both like 20 something.
Yeah.
But he looked like he was 50 something because he was aging backwards, and she looked like a normal 20 something year old girl. And so we liked her, and she liked him, but her dad didn't really like him because she was like, he's way too old for you. You shouldn't marry an old man because he'll just die on you. But she did end up marrying him, and they liked each other because she was like, I don't like young men because they're stupid. I like old men because they're wise. And that was her whole like philosophy weird thing. And so they got married, and they liked each other and were like a happy couple for a while. But they kind of traded positions over time because the young woman got older and the old man who's going through life backwards got younger. And once he got to where he was younger and she was an old woman, he didn't really like her anymore. So he just kind of ditched her. And they had a son too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He just like ditched his family and like went to college when he was about like 20 something, college age, like super athletic looking. And at this point he was like technically like 55 or something, but he had the body of a really young athletic guy. And so he had a good few years at college, and then after that his life was just really depressing. Like the ending, like he lived down the last like 15 years until he was a baby, and then it was just depressing because he was just a baby, and he had to be taken care of by who took care of him actually?
Yeah, his
it wasn't
nanny.
his wife, his nanny. Yeah, and then he just like turned into nothing all of a sudden.
Yeah,
and I was just like, wow, that was depressing.
Yeah,
because like it was like a normal storyline. You know, it's hard. You know, someone has rough times, a few good things, ups and downs, you know, just like normal going along. And then stuff just really starts to get better. You know, he's going to college, he's athletic, he's been freed from this old lady he has to live with. And then all of a sudden he's just like turns into a baby and like can't do anything. And then he just like disappears into nothing. And you're just like, wow, this man's like, he's always had a set date for when he has to die.
Yeah,
like that's just sad.
Yeah, it must have been pretty sad to know like you're about to die. Like when you were going to die, and at least the time, like around the time.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the ending alone is the part that weirded me out and like kind of gave me bad vibes the most. The rest of it I thought was pretty funny and enjoyable, but that part was just like, I was just like, that feels really not right.
So you guys both like this story though, right?
Yes, yeah. I did like the story.
So what'd you like about it?
It was a creative idea. It was well written.
Yeah, just
and
like,
it was funny at parts.
Yeah, just how it was like something you'd never expect. Like going into it, I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody expected it to be like that. Like some dude who's born 70, 80 years old and literally went backward, like age backward. And it was just really cool that way because like you've never seen it before, something new.
Yeah, you got to appreciate that they didn't spoil the whole thing in the title. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, it could have been anything. But, like, they could have said The Backwards Aging Man or something like that, and it would have been annoying.
Yeah, it's true. So this is written by F. Scott Fitzgerald, who famously wrote The Great Gatsby, among other things.
He's written something else, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That we read?
I don't know about what we read. Let me see.
I thought we read something else by him, but maybe I'm wrong. Did he write the whatever it is, the Jumping Frog one?
No.
No?
That was Mark Twain. I think you may be thinking of Jack London. He wrote that spot in The Call of the Wild.
Oh, okay.
At any rate.
Anyways, we can move on.
My point was, did you guys like how it was written? Was it written well? The prose was fine, narratively speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dialogue was also pretty good, like how it was.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite piece of dialogue in this was at the beginning where he's talking to like the nurse, and she's like, "Go up, go, just go."
Yeah.
You lie. You're an imposter. Nice way to welcome a newborn child. That kind of stuff, you know, all good stuff.
Yeah.
And then my big question for us today: is this a comedy? Or is this a tragedy?
A tragedy. It's both. I think the whole thing's a comedy until the end. Then you're just like, wow, that was actually really sad and a little bit of a letdown. Because like you would think you think it was going up, and like I said, he was like having a good time at college, being the most athletic, cool guy. And then he has some rough times, but like I didn't know what was gonna happen. That was kind of the anticipation, was like, what's gonna happen when he gets to be a newborn baby? Like, what's gonna happen to him? I didn't know if he was gonna die, or I didn't know if he would just bounce back and start going back up and live a whole nother life. Like I was going through all this stuff in my mind. I was like, what's gonna happen? And then it just ended, and he just disappeared into nothing. I was a bit disappointed.
Anything else to say, Matthew?
No.
Where were we? I've lost my train of thought. I asked if it was a comedy or tragedy. Matthew said it was basically a comedy, but the ending was like really disappointing and a letdown. Your thoughts?
Basically, yeah. I think it was more, I mean, not just the ending. I think it was more like half comedy, half tragedy. Like, I mean, a bit more than that. But a bit more comedy till the end, till basically once he, like, finished college or...
Yeah, that whole last section
got
just
out of college.
sad. Yeah. So I've read this story 3 times.
Yeah.
I read it over the summer 2 years ago. I read it during the school year, and I read it now. The first time I read it, I was like, this is hilarious. This is a pure comedy. Like, the ending didn't faze me. I was like, this is just hilarious. Like, a guy ages backwards. What a funny thing that is. The second time I read it, I was like, yeah, it's a tragedy. Like, the entire story
Yeah, I think it was
just leading. Like, you don't think about it. Like, it tricks you. Like, it doesn't let you think about it at all. Like, nobody asks in the whole story what happens when he gets down to a baby.
Yeah,
and you're just not thinking about it.
But like that's what I was thinking about the whole time. I just got to the point where I was like, I just want to know what happens when he like is a newborn. Like, what's gonna happen
But,
next?
like, it makes sense. Like, it feels inevitable. Like, it's not contrived.
Yeah, kind of. I still think there could have been other stuff they could have done, like the bouncing back thing.
You said the ending. You thought that there could have been other options. What are some of the options you think?
Just like where he bounces back and starts going up, or where I don't know if he like resets and like went back down again, or like I don't know, or like if he when he had his kid, if his kid was born the same way and it was just like a whole family, if that, then I mean there are several things that could have.
So which ending do you think? Where would that have ended then? Where would the story have to draw to a close?
Oh, I don't know. It's not a big deal. I just think it would have been more interesting if he didn't just die all of a sudden.
So let me ask you a question. This might be. We'll see. So do you think that you want this to happen because you were so emotionally devastated by the actual ending?
Probably.
Yeah. No. No, I don't think I was emotionally devastated. I was just a little bit disappointed because I wanted something like more exciting, or because like the whole thing was kind of unusual. And then when you think of what's going to happen at the end of someone's life who is going down in age, you're like, oh, well, he's just going to turn into a baby and then he's going to turn into nothing, right? Like that's what you would think. And then the whole rest of the story was like all this stuff that you never would have thought. And so I was like, what's going to happen? I bet I'm not even thinking it because everything else is something I haven't thought. And then it was like exactly what I expected. And I was like, kind of lame.
So what do you think was the point of this story then?
Just
have a fun conceit.
For entertainment, yeah. And I guess the guy liked writing. Maybe okay, I'll be honest. I have like weird ideas sometimes that I'm like, this should be a movie or this should be a book. And then I'm like, I don't have the time or the effort to write a book about this. But like, I feel like this is one of those that he was like, well, maybe I won't write a book, but I'm going to write a good short story about it. And he was right. It was a good short story.
Yeah, a lot of I think like the most fun short stories, or just most fun stories can just be like short stories that people come up with and just have all the freedom to write.
Yeah, because maybe there's not like enough to make it a whole
Or you don't want to
book.
dedicate that
Short stories,
entire
like,
time to a novel, too.
Yeah.
It's just something you can write in like a month and send off. And it's just fun. Yeah. All right, let's do some donor shout-outs, all right?
Okie dokie.
All right, I say the donor, and then you say the approximate age of each donor. I'm kidding.
Okie dokie.
We don't do that.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Let's see here. I say the character, and then you say which actor would represent them in a movie, or just say an actor, whatever. You know.
Wait, an actor?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
What? Okay,
I don't know many actors.
Okay. Nana.
Wait, why are we doing an actor for a short story?
Be quiet, Isaiah. Nana.
Why are we doing actors on a book podcast for a short story?
What are we doing? Which chick are we doing? Okay.
Actors.
Nana.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh. Oh ho. Van Pepinuela.
Chris Pine.
What? Okay. Mike and Sylvia.
What's his face? Oh,
Just do
Robin
like
Williams.
Avengers actor. Okay. Mike and Laura, Isaiah's parents.
Do that guy that's what's his name?
Just name like the Avengers cast.
The guy that's on Inception. What's the guy?
Who's
Leonardo
his face?
DiCaprio.
Yes, Leonardo DiCaprio.
All right, Isaiah, you just won. Uncle Sebby. Your Uncle Sebby.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Matthew, stop it.
Okay.
That's
Who
a
did you guys already?
compliment and a
This
half.
is for
Sure.
Isaiah, Aunt Jenny, and Uncle Sam. Let the man think, Matthew.
Hold on. Who have you guys already done? Because I have missed like the first two. Guys. Robert Downey Jr.
Matthew, Moses.
Did you say someone? Moses.
Yeah, Moses.
Oh, there's not a
Tall
there's
task
not
to
an
cast.
actor named Moses. I was just trying to think. Actually, I'm not actually trying to think. I'm just stalling so I can think while I say random stuff. How about Chris Pratt? Sure.
Oh, we can name all the Chris's, huh?
All the
That's a good
Marvel
one.
guys.
All right. Isaiah, Zara.
Who'd you say?
Hold on.
No,
Give me a
who'd
bit.
Cooper say? The donor.
Just a little bit. I didn't say anybody. Yet.
Zara.
Oh, definitely Chris Hemsworth material.
Oh, shit.
All right. And then Chris, tag it on.
Oh,
The story we'll be doing next week.
since it's Chris, we
All right.
can't do a Chris. Chris Evans.
Oh, we can't do like
All right,
I don't
Liam
think
Hemsworth.
Yeah, Liam Hemsworth. No, Chris Evans. Chris Hagedorn does not deserve Chris Evans. Chris Evans is a brat and a loser. So Chris Hagedorn definitely deserves.
You said it the wrong way. You said it the wrong way.
Oh.
Chris Evans does not deserve Chris Hagedorn. You said
Oh,
you said
you're
it
right. I'm
backwards.
sorry. Yeah,
Chris, nothing
yeah, we-
against you. We love you.
Yeah, that's
we
what you
don't
said.
love Chris Evans.
like,
though.
he should just play the brat character
Yeah.
for the rest of his career. All right, Anna.
Yeah.
Whoever, Anna.
Oh, I thought we already did her. No, we didn't. Zendaya.
Zendaya. Okay, what do you want to say? You can say for the next one, Emily. Our most esteemed patron. Why are you looking this up?
Emma Watson.
Oh my gosh, no. My first crush. Okay.
What that? Emma Watson.
That's a funny story.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Also, make sure to submit your questions for the half centennial celebration. You can comment on a YouTube video if you're a patron. Send us a Patreon message thingamabob, or you can email us, and I'll leave our email in the description. Also, rate and review us and support us. Oh, yeah, go to patreon.com/bookinit. I don't know if we said that, to support us. We'll see you next week with the inexplicable chicken. Until next time.
Keep on booking it.